For today's trick, I'm going to show you how to use a whetstone to take a dull and practically useless kitchen knife and turn it into something that's actually pretty sharp. These whetstones can be found at most DIY stores, and it is actually a man-made stone. It's silicon carbide compressed into a brick. You'll see that there's two different colors here because there's two different grits. The darker one is a bit coarser, a more open space between larger bits of grit, which we're going to use for our coarser grinding. And then this lighter color is finer particles closer together. We're going to use this for the final polishing and honing. I've made a little wooden holder here to keep this in place, which makes it easier for me to sharpen. Now, when we look at a knife, you'll see that there is what's known as the primary bevel, this colored part here, where the metal slopes in to a sharp point, and then the bright little edge right there is the secondary bevel. We are mostly going to be working on trying to make that secondary bevel come to just a perfect sharp point. So a whetstone is sometimes called an oil stone because you do need to use some oil with it to get the best results. The oil will help lubricate the cut and keep little particles of steel from gumming up the works and gives you a cleaner, smoother cut. I'm using for this a edible oil. This is mineral oil, the same sort of oil you'd use to coat salad bowls or a cutting board. It's a flavorless, odorless oil. You do want to make sure that it's a non-toxic oil when you're using kitchen knives. If you're sharpening something like woodworking tools, it doesn't matter so much, but we're using knives for the kitchen, so mineral oil. Now, I'm going to hold the knife at a consistent angle as I draw it past the stone. And you want to maintain that bevel. Because this knife's got a curve on the blade, I'm going to need to draw it in a bit of an arc as I pull it so that I can keep that consistent angle the entire length of the blade. Most importantly is that I'm keeping the same angle, so I'm not rounding over that bevel. Now when I go to the other side, again I'm going to keep that same bevel. We're going to do pretty much equal strokes on this side and that side, and what I'm feeling for here, I'm drawing my fingers past the edge, is a little bit of a burr that's raised up, a little wire edge of metal that's coming up as we work this bevel down. Once you have drawn that wire edge on both sides of the knife, we know that we've gotten to a very, very, very fine edge, and we're ready to go to the next side. So now I'm on the smoother side of my whetstone. A little bit more oil there. You can probably hear the noise has changed a little bit with the sound because we're working with a finer grit, and we're doing a finer polish to that edge. Look at how I'm doing an arc. Just to make sure I keep that same edge. Once again, we're looking to bring up a wire edge, but this one is going to be a smaller, finer, sharper wire edge. And we're just going to work that down until it's very even, consistent sharpness. I'm feeling right now to see if I can feel any trace of wire edge left. A little bit left down there. And I think we're pretty good. Clean off the excess oil. And let's see. Oh yeah. All right. Now the rest of cooking class to go, and I'm all done.